Okay, good morning one and all. Today we are going to discuss on the module 4, that is embedded system design concepts. So today's discussion topics are like we are going to discuss about the characteristics of embedded system and quality attributes of embedded systems. So first we will discuss what is the characteristics of an embedded system, right? So each embedded system, they have to exhibit certain characteristics with respect to the designing of the embedded system. So some of the important characteristics of embedded system are, the first one is application and domain specific. Second is reactive and real time. Third one is it operates in harsh environments. Fourth is distributed. Fifth is small size and weight. Sixth is power concern. So first we will discuss the first characteristics of an embedded system is application and domain specific. See, we are designing an embedded system. So certain embedded system, they are designed only for specific purpose. So they're application oriented. So take an example of an air conditioner, right? So here the air conditioning will do only the controlling of the room temperature. So it is doing only a particular task with respect to one particular application, that is cooling of the room. And it cannot do any other like heating of a microwave oven, right? So take an example of a washing machine. So washing machine is also one example, right, which will wash only the clothes. So here also it is one application oriented, but it cannot cook, right? So one of the characteristics of an embedded system is they are application specific. And what is the domain specific? The domain specific is, take an example of a hearing aid, right? Suppose a person is not able to hear properly, right? Then we have to make the signal processing concept strong. So the hearing aid is used so that a person, when he puts it into hearing system, so that the voice is processed, signal processing is done, so that the person is able to hear properly. So here it is with respect to the domain. So one of the important characteristics, the first one is it is they are application oriented and they are domain specific oriented. Next one is, what is the second one is reactive and the real time, right? All the embedded system, they work in real time, right, with respect to the event. So take an example of a anti-lock braking system. So whenever a person is riding a bike or a car, right? Suppose if the brake, if he is applied, if it doesn't work properly, when an event has happened, so if the brake doesn't operate properly, then there may be a hazardous thing or the accident may happen. So most of the embedded system, they work in real time with respect to the event. Another example can be given as the air conditioning system, right? So basically air conditioning system, we use it to increase or decrease the temperature, right? So there the sensors have taken the inputs which will sense the surrounding temperature, and actuator will control the room temperature. So with respect to the event, whatever the event, suppose he has want the room temperature to be 20, so with respect to that input what is given by the sensor, then the actuator has to control the room temperature. This is, it has to happen with respect to an event. So one of the important characteristics of embedded system is they should operate in real time. And the third one in, they have some of them operate in the harsh environments like a high temperature, or they may operate in the low temperature or in the extreme rains also, right? So they have to sustain the environmental conditions which they are operated in. So this is also one of the important characteristics of an embedded system. And the fourth one is the distributed. What is distributed? So most of the embedded system, they are distributed in nature. That is, they work independently, but their common goal is they function the properly with respect to that designing. Take an example of automatic vending machine, right? You all know that automatic vending machine is a machine where a person can insert the card, right? And he can withdraw the amount from the remote server, right? So here the units are independent. So the ATM vending machine may be there in your area, but the amount which you are when you are inserting the ATM card, then you have to withdraw the amount from the remote area. That is a remote server, the amount has to be withdrawn. So the server is on the remote side, that is in the distributed network, right? But they're working it independently, but they are doing their task which is designed for that. So here a person is withdrawing the amount, and he will withdraw the amount in a fraction of a second. But the see here, each unit is acting independently, but they are all connected together. So that is, they are distributed in nature. So this is one of the important characteristics of an embedded system. So what is the fifth one? That is a small size and weight. So most of the embedded system, they are designed so that they are compact in the size and they should be in lightweight, right? So mostly we don't go for designing the embedded system, which maybe some of the embedded system may be in bigger size, but most of them think of going for a compact in size and the lightweight. So currently the cell phones, you take the example, they have the maximum features like they are in compact in size and lightweight. So most of the system, like whenever we are thinking that our system should be small in size and the weight. And the next one is power concern. So next important characteristics is the power utilization plays a very important role here, right? So always we want less power utilization and less heat dissipation, right? So if the more heat is there when the embedded system is designed, right, and the more power is required, because we require cooling fans which will cool the system, again the power consumption will be more. So always whenever the embedded system is designed, our main goal should be that it should have a less power utilization and it should have a less heat dissipation, right? If the less heat dissipation is there, then the power consumption will be more, and then the battery life of the embedded system will be more, right? So whenever you are buying a cell phone, right, so always you go for, if the processor heats more, right, then the power assumption, battery charge will be taking only 1 day, right? If the processor is like taking less heat dissipation, then the power consumption, the battery consumption will be more. That means you can operate once you charge, you can operate more than 1 day, right? So always the embedded system should exhibit the characteristics that less power utilization and the less heat dissipation. Next topic that we are going to discuss is the quality attributes of the embedded system, right? So what are these quality attributes, right? So now just we saw the characteristics of an embedded system, that each embedded system when they design, what characteristics they will exhibit. But also when in the designing concept, whenever you have designed an embedded system, the proper documentation should be done, right? So what is proper documentation is nothing but in the later design, any changes if you want to do, then you will come to know with respect to the documentation, right? So here the various quality attributes that needs to be addressed in any embedded system design, they are classified: the operational quality attributes and the non-operational quality attributes. So basically the quality attributes of an embedded system discuss about the documentation in the system design. Once your system product has been designed, you should do the proper documentation so that the end user who is using that, with respect to that, he will come to know what are its features, right? Accordingly he will operate the system or what is put it into the market, right? So based on that, we are having operational quality attributes. What are these operational quality attributes? When you are start using an embedded system that is in the online mode, right, when you start operating it, so what are the important attributes you should look for in the documentation you should be having? The first one is the response, second is the throughput, third is reliability, fourth is maintainability, fifth is security, and sixth is the safety. So first of all, we'll discuss what is the response, right? So any embedded system you have designed, when you put it into the market, it when the client purchases that embedded system, suppose a cell phone he buys, right? So whenever you start operating, you should respond fast. You don't want any slow system in that, right? The measure response, you can say that it is a measure of quickness of the system, how fast your system will track with respect to the input variables. Again, that should be working in a real time, right? So the example can be given as the flight control application, right? So embedded system, you have it is deployed in the flight control. Whenever the pilots start operating the flight, when he takes off, right? Suppose if there is any delay happens, then there may be the passengers will be in hazardous status, right? So that should not happen. The system what you have designed, it should respond quickly, right? And also the care should be taken that it should operate in the real time. And some of the system, like just take an example of electronic time, they are not time critical, but even though they did not respond the real time, nothing is going to happen. But see that the system should operate in a quick response. Next, the throughput. The throughput basically says that even whenever any system you have designed, how much efficiency of the system is there, right? In terms of the efficiency, how you can define here is the rate of production or process of a defined process over a state period of time, right? So certain period, it may be respect with a minute, or it may be hour, or the day. The best example is, suppose the ATM machine has been installed, right, and the server is also working, right, but the system should operate number of transactions, right, per hour or the per day. If more number of customers are standing in a line, the operations of transaction should be done fast. Efficiency should be good, right? If the efficiency is good, then the person who is purchasing that system will go for that product. So the throughput also plays a very important role in the documentation. You should have what is the efficiency of the system. We don't want any slow system, right? How much efficiency it gives, that plays a very important role here, right? And the third one is coming to the reliability. Reliability basically measures about the percentage of system to failure, right? Any system which you have designed, the percentage of failure should be less. The percentage of success should be more, right? So the system should not say that when you microwave oven or the washing machine, when you have purchased and when you start working on that, right? What happens? The number of failures, if it is more, then that doesn't give the better implementation on that product, right? So percentage of success should be more, percentage of failure should be less. So that also should be given in the documentation. So again, here it is measured in two components, that is the mean time between failures, that is MTBF, and mean time to repair. So these basically describes about the reliability. So these failures can be expressed in terms of hours, weeks, or the months, right? So whenever you purchase a system, they will give like we are having a 1-year warranty, right? So after that 1-year warranty, there may be breakage of some components or the systems. So basically this documentation should be given in the embedded system when it is designed, right? So after 1 year, this component has to be replaced, right? So there, the percentage of failure should be mentioned with respect to the embedded system. Next comes the maintainability. Any system is purchased, right? They will give you the manual also, and they will tell you like after a certain period of time, after a 1 year or 2 year, these components has to be replaced or the maintenance has to be done. So how you define the maintainability is basically it deals with support and maintenance to the end user or the client in case of technical issues, and also the product failures or on the basis of a routine system checkup, right? So take the example like suppose you are having a washing machine if you have purchased, or the refrigerator. There may be a servicing may be given like either 1 year or the 2 year, or suppose the UPS backup machine is there in your home. So 1 year or every 6 months, they will have a periodic maintenance, which they will try to change the battery battery backup water, right? Distilled water they will change every 6 months, and every 1 year again they will come up. So that is, there is a scheduled periodic maintenance will be there, right? So these maintainability can be classified into two types. The first one is scheduled or the periodic maintenance, right? So here I just given the example here, the printer, right? So if you are using a printer, right, according to what you will do, if you will always go on checking whether the cartridge is over or not. If it is in the 75% consumption, that cartridge is over, then you will be in a new cartridge. You will be then you will if it comes to 100%, that you have to change the cartridge, then you will change the cartridge. That is periodically you will be checking your printer. Then unexpected, suppose in between the printer you are working and suppose it got the cartridge is not there, or suppose the printer fails, then the maintenance has to be done on the spot, right? So every system, whenever the product has been launched into the market, like documentation they will give, like these are the components, like or the system has to be maintained periodically, or if any unexpected failure happens, what should be done, or what is the service number, that should also will be provided in the documentation, right? So here the indication of the availability or the maintainability, how we would define here is, it is expressed as AI equal to, that is availability in the ideal condition, which is equal to MTBF divided by MTBF plus MTTR. That means the availability, it also depends upon the failure and also between the time to repair. So this availability, that is indication of the availability, the maintenance, how it is done, it is measured in terms of these parameters. Next you have the security. So what is the security? The security tells about any component or the embedded system it is launched into the market. Security plays a very important role, right? So that also documentation has to be done. But in case of the one best example can be given here is the ATM machine, right? The ATM machine is nothing but the automatic telling machine where the person can withdraw the amount from the remote bank, right? So there the three parameters, confidentially, integrity and availability, they all speak about the information about the security. So these three aspects should be taken care into that. So what is confidentiality? That means any data you are suppose a person is withdrawing the amount from the remote bank, that data should not be the unauthorized disclosure, should not be. There will be a third party who will be hacking the data. The confidentiality should be taken care. You have to do the encryption and the decryption of the data. Otherwise, the data can be hacked by the third person. And integrity means what? The data what is there. Suppose you have withdrawn the amount of 1,000 and in between suppose the person changes it to 10,000. If you are having a lot of amount in your bank and he is trying to make you bluff that instead of 1,000 he has put it as a 10,000, he is doing some modification and he is taking some money from your account, then that should not happen. So integrity is nothing but that also care, modification of the data should not be done when you are doing a transaction in the ATM, right? And availability is that data should not be taken from any unauthorized user. So you should have a proper security in your system. So therefore in the ATM machine, the security plays a very important role, where when you insert a ATM card, it will check your all data, that card number and all that data will be protected, right? So the another example can be given as electronic safety depository locker, where they will be having a certain PIN number, and each ATM machine, like whenever the card is given to the customer, they will give you a PIN number and the password. So this is how it is security protected. So right. So this is also one quality attributes when you're operating in the online mode. Then the safety measures is also one precaution that you have to take. Here, like whenever you're operating any embedded system in the real time, so there may be some system like they will be emitting certain radioactive or hazardous material, which will going to damage the surrounding environment. In that case, the certain safety should be taken. What should be done here, right? And the breakdown of an embedded system may occur due to hardware failure, or a certain failure may happen. So in that case, the safety analysis, in that case, what should be done? That documentation should be provided to the end user, right? So what are the damages will happen when this consequences will happen, right? Either it may be respect to the chemical hazardous, or it may be respect to the hardware failure. That precaution, what should be taken, that should be given in the documentation. So these are the operational quality attributes. So today's class we have discussed about the characteristics of an embedded system and the operational quality attributes of an embedded system. So these are very two important concepts in the designing of an embedded system. The characteristic, what characteristics each embedded system gives, that you should know, right? And also the documentation, what all precautions has to be taken and what has to be maintained, each embedded system designer must know. So this is what about the today's class. And there will be one fixed question on this. What are the characteristics of an embedded system and what are the operational quality attributes of an embedded system. Okay, so I thank you and all.